Mariah, Janos, and Evan Lazar here. We're talking all about Cam Newton, as one does when you're in New England. Now, we've seen Cam struggling the past couple of weeks against the Bills. He actually looked a lot better. Is Cam the answer for the Patriots, not just this season, but beyond this season for years to come with this organization?
Well, I think that's what this last 9 games of the year, really, the Patriots need to get a clear evaluation of their current quarterback situation, whether that's Cam Newton or later on in the season, if that becomes Jared Stidham and you give him some game experience to see what he has. But at the end of the day, at the end of the season, I should say, they need to have a clear picture of, is Cam Newton the guy moving forward in terms of being a bridge to that next, guy, the next, not, I don't want to call it Brady, but the next guy that's going to be the quarterback for a decade, right? It's clearly not going to be Cam Newton for the next 10 years, but maybe it could be Cam Newton for the next 2 or 3 seasons as they develop the guy that's going to take over the reins long-term behind him or draft him next year or the year after that. So I think these last 9 games are really important for the Patriots to find out if they can marry their scheme and their offense to Cam Newton's skill set, like we saw a little bit last week or like we saw in the beginning of the season, to the point where this marriage can work out in a longer term basis? Or is this just sort of a 1-year experiment with Cam that didn't end up going where they want it to go? So by the time January rolls around, whether they're in the playoff hunt or not, they need to have a determination of what they're going to do at the future with the quarterback position.
Now, Cam was off to a pretty good start this season against the Seahawks despite the loss. He had a pretty good performance. Then COVID happened. He took that step back, and it really seemed to set him back. We saw glimpses of the old Cam against Buffalo, specifically in that second half. He really seemed to turn things around a bit more. What are you looking to see out of him come Monday night now?
Well, I think it's still the marrying of the scheme to his skill set, right? I think on against the Buffalo Bills, we saw a much different style of offense from the Patriots. A lot of play action, a lot of moving pockets, a lot of RPOs and read option elements, things that Cam Newton does well and has done well all the way back to his days at Auburn and his early days in Carolina, where you have to play 11 on 11 when Cam is in there. You have to use his mobility and his athleticism as a weapon in your offense to alter the defense, because if you're not impacting the defense with Cam's legs, then he is not going to be Tom Brady, who's just going to sit back there and beat you with accuracy and precision and timing and go all the way down the field like that. So I think what the Patriots did last week was when they did put him under center, they moved the pocket. It was either a bootleg or some sort of moving pocket series, and that way there wasn't a lot of Cam just kind of sitting there going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and trying to read the entire field like he is Brady, because he's not Brady, and that's okay. They can make it work with him in different ways, and I think that's really what we need to continue to see out of Josh McDaniels is against Denver, against San Francisco. I really didn't think they put Cam in a position to succeed the way that he needs to play football. Against Buffalo, we got a lot closer to where we need to be, where it's sort of in the middle, because they still don't want to change fundamentally their entire system, but they clearly have a much different quarterback playing the position now than they had for 20 years. So there has to be a little bit of give and take there.
Absolutely. For all of our Patriots coverage, head to clnsmedia.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel over at Patriots Press Pass.